Agarwood is one of the most interesting notes in perfumery and was and still is one of my favorite ingredients all time. Therefore, in today's video, I'm going to talk about Agarwood fragrances or wood fragrances as the vast majority know them. Mind you, these are my preferences. I only recommend them to you first to try them out, to see on your own skin if you like them, how they behave on your skin. I do not encourage you to go ahead and blind buy these fragrances. So let's start this list with great Agarwood fragrances with the first entry. The first entry comes from a very interesting house with some very interesting bottles called the House of Oud. And the name of the fragrance is Cypress Shade. This house takes the element of Agarwood to a different direction. They are using different type of woods in their fragrances. In this case, they are using Oriental wood, which is actually the byproduct of real Vietnamese wood. So they are using actually the shards in this composition together with some palm tree. And this is quite interesting because the agarwood isn't very predominant in the composition. You're going to get it. It's sitting there in the background, but it's mostly green. And if you want, this fragrance can make you think about a jungle, for that matter. This is how Cypress Shade from the Garden Collection is actually smelling. And it isn't your typical wood fragrance. This isn't very extroverted. This isn't very powerful. This is actually a bit more subtle, a bit more elegant. That's why it's quite versatile. As I said, my first entry, Cypress Shade from the House of Oud. My next entry in this list comes from a very interesting house called Cupid. And this is Cupid number 4. And in this one, you have a combination between agarwood and spices. Lots and lots of spices. Very powerful, very strong, very oriental, if you want. This is a project by Cristian Provenzano, a very reputable name in the industry. And this is very long-lasting. Although the bottle is colored, let's say, bright, the juice inside is actually something very dark. So if you love dark oriental fragrances with a lot of saffron, for example, and with agarwood, very high-quality agarwood, I highly recommend you to give it a try to Cupid number 4. From what I know, this fragrance is discontinued, so, well, what can I say? Give it a look on the market. You might find a bottle, and you may actually test it out. My next entry comes from the House of Orto Parisi, and this is Bocca Nera, or as I like to call it, Nasomato Black Afghano, with a note of dark chocolate, because this is basically what Bocca Nera to me is. Very beautiful fragrance, very powerful, very strong, and with a very, very beautiful agarwood note inside. So, if you want something different, a bit more chocolatey, but mind you, not sweet chocolate, dark, bitter chocolate, then Bocca Nera from Orto Parisi might be the proper fragrance for you. My next entry comes from the House of Byredo, and this is again a different take on coffee, especially, because here we have Misore, wood combined with coffee beans, roasted coffee beans. This is so beautiful. A lot of people are saying that this is a clone, a copy of Nasomato Black Afghano. I do not share this opinion. This is quite unique compared to Nasomato Black Afghano. Only because they share one ingredient, this doesn't mean that they are identical or the same fragrance. And basically this one is a gourmand take on the note of wood or agarwood. Those roasted coffee beans inside are simply amazing. And together with the wood, they create something really special. Very good performance, very beautiful scent, very sophisticated and elegant at the same time. Mumbai Noise from the House of Byredo. My next entry comes from the House of Bond number 9. And this is a westernized type of wood, but still it's very beautiful. And the name of the fragrance is Downtown Manhattan. Beautiful, simply beautiful. I know a lot of people don't love this house. I know a lot of people don't agree with the creations that come out from Bond number 9, but I actually like them. I truly like this house. Not all their creations are great, but still there are many to choose from. And Manhattan is one of those beautiful fragrances. And as I said in the beginning, this is a westernized type of wood. It's very, very elegant. It's very, not subtle would be the proper word, but it's inoffensive to most noses in the Western world who aren't very familiar with agarwood. Together with other ingredients, with woody notes, this is a beautiful blend. This is very elegant, best suited for semi-formal and formal events. And actually, this is an all-year-round type of fragrance for me. But I do see why some other people might consider this one to be better in cooler seasons. Next entry comes from the house of Boadicea, and this is called Regal. Yeah, basically your run-of-the-mill type of wood fragrance. Wood combined with rose. This is all that I get from Regal. Not very unique, not very artistic, not very challenging. I've smelled this type of scent many times before, but still, for what it is a good fragrance. And the Agarwood inside is actually quite well done. Still, not my favorite, mainly because it lacks in terms of uniqueness. And that's actually something that I'm looking forward in all fragrances that I purchase. Next entry from the house of Parfums de Marly. This is a discontinued fragrance, and it's called Shagia. Yeah, quite an interesting take on the Agarwood, because actually this one gives you the impression that you are in a very old library, a very old bookstore. This is how it basically smells. It might feel dated for a lot of people, but to me, this is one of the greatest scents that Parfums de Marly has ever created. If you love woody fragrances, and if you love Agarwood, this is quite a beautiful interpretation. Also, very, very good performance with Shagia from Parfums de Marly. My next entry comes from the house of Stéphane Humbert Lucas, and it's this one called 2022 New Generation. This is a fruity take on the Agarwood. Very beautiful Agarwood inside, completed with some very nice fruity nuances. I really enjoy this one because it's very versatile. You can wear it throughout the year. Doesn't really matter the season, doesn't really matter what temperatures are outside. This one simply works. Also, performance-wise, this is really, really good. I wasn't a big fan in the beginning. It fell a bit dull to me, but after wearing it a couple of times, giving it time, it grew on me, and I honestly enjoy wearing 2022 Generation from Stéphane Humbert Lucas. My next entry comes from the house of Amouage. Which one to begin with? Let's start with this one. Yeah. Silverwood, Opus 13. Honestly, one of the best ever created fragrances by Amouage, and not only. One of the best animalic fragrances on the market, one of the best woody fragrances on the market. This is nuclear stuff. Extremely powerful and extremely creative, challenging, artistic, unique, beautiful. This isn't everyone's cup of tea. This isn't for early bloomers in perfumery. This is for experienced noses. This is amazing stuff. You have silverwood. Basically, you have the name of the main ingredient of this scent, but it's very, very animalic. It's very barnyardy. It's smoky. It's leathery, and I simply love it. I actually wore this one in my summer vacation. It was simply amazing in extreme high heat. And I also wear it right now when it's cold outside. And I have no issues in wearing this one because it's such an amazing scent. But my next entry from Amouage is this one. King Blue, Opus 15. And if you are looking everywhere on the internet, you're going to see a lot of people saying that this is redundant if you have Opus 13, Silverwood, and so on and so forth. You don't need to buy this one. You just need Silverwood and whatnot. Yeah, it isn't like this. In reality, where things actually matter, this seems to be similar to Silverwood, but it actually isn't. It's different. It's much more wearable. And I would say even much more interesting in how it develops on the skin throughout the wearing. Because here you have some very beautiful fruity nuances. And you're gonna feel those fruits. Simply stunning fragrance. Also, you get a very beautiful backdrop aquatic feeling with this one, which I simply love. And yes, it does have silver wood in the composition, just like Opus 13, but that's where the similarities actually end. In my book, and in my honest opinion, Amouage Opus 15 King Blue, although it isn't a blue fragrance per se, is a very beautiful addition to the Amouage lineup. And it's a bit more wearable compared to Opus 13. let's say, a bit more mass appealing, if you want. Incredible performance with this one also, and I simply love that aquatic, fruity undertone that you get in King Blue. Gorgeous, gorgeous scent. My next entry in this list comes from the house of Penhaligons, and it's called, very, very simple and suggestive, and it's also discontinued, Agarwood. What a beautiful interpretation, again, a westernized interpretation of Agarwood. This is elegant, it's subtle, it's masculine, and it's very, very gentlemanly. I really love this fragrance. It isn't, I wouldn't say it's unique, but it's very interesting in how they managed to render this Agarwood note found inside Agarwood. Beautiful scent. Unfortunately, it was discontinued a couple of years ago, I think 3 years ago or 4 years ago. We don't know exactly, but such a shame. Penhaligons is a very underrated house, in my honest opinion, and as you can see, I do have quite a lot of Penhaligons. Most of them are discontinued. I think that this house should be a little bit more in the spotlight compared to many, many other niche houses. Next entry from the house of Alexandre J. Another beautiful woody fragrance, fruity, woody, smoky, incensey fragrance, the Majestic Oud. I simply love this scent. It's one of my all-time favorite oud fragrances. It performs like crazy on my skin. You have a very beautiful and very well done blackcurrant note inside the composition. You also have incense inside this one, so the result is simply amazing. Astonishing performance, very good quality with this house, the Majestic Oud from the house of Alexandre J. Okay, let's go to the next entry, and the next entry comes from the house of Acqua di Parma. I think you know which one is the fragrance. It's very simple. It's from their black bottle lineup. Oud. Again, very westernized, but very well done, very beautiful, very elegant, very, very versatile. Very good performance also with Oud from Acqua di Parma. I actually wear this one mostly in spring and fall, but you can wear it also throughout summertime if you want, especially in the evening, and also throughout winter time. Very good quality, a very beautiful scent. Oud from Acqua di Parma. And let's go also to Mancera, because we have something from this house that needs to be in this video. This is actually quite a beautiful fragrance in my honest opinion. And I also have its brother called Crazy for Oud, but my favorite is this one, Precious Oud. I love this one because it features a very interesting tiramisu note beside the Agarwood found in the composition. Therefore, it's very gourmand, it's very delicious. Also, the Agarwood used in this one is a bit more wearable compared to the one in Crazy for Oud. This one features Laotian Oud, which is a bit more friendly to the nose. Very good performance. The price point is also great. Therefore, if you want something to start in the oud fragrances department, I encourage you to give this one a try. But my favorite Agarwood from Mancera, and actually my favorite fragrance from this house, is this one, Gold Intensity Oud. I simply love this scent. This is a very interesting and unique take on the Agarwood note. Why? Because this is a aquatic, woody type of scent. You have aquatic notes, you have lemon, and you have Agarwood. Therefore, it's a fresher take, and I simply love it. I love wearing this one, especially throughout summertime, when temperatures are quite high, and it works flawlessly. This has been in my collection for so many years, and I've worn it so many times, and every single time I got complimented. Gold Intensity Oud from the house of Mancera, and also let's go to the house of Montal, and from the house of Montal, we have this bad boy. This is very Oriental to me. This is very, very powerful, very strong. This is something that not many will probably enjoy. And actually, I wouldn't say it is the most natural rendition of Agarwood, but still, it does the job for the price. This is Oud Lime. This is extremely, extremely potent stuff. This is nuclear. And it's very harsh. It's very animalic, it's very harsh, it's barnyardy. I wouldn't recommend this one to somebody who's only getting to know Agarwood fragrances. I would actually recommend him to avoid it in the beginning and do not fall for the price point trap of this house. But if you are somebody who has experience with this type of fragrances, then this one needs to be on your radar. Extremely powerful, extremely strong, and I would say actually it might be considered very annoying by a lot of people who aren't very familiar with this note. And my last entry in this list is actually the big daddy of them all, the king in person, because I haven't met in my entire life, and I've been using fragrances for more than 20 years, I haven't met a fragrance like this one. When it comes to staying power, when it comes to projection, when it comes to quality, actually, this is unbeatable. King, or Long Live the King by its full name, this is something incredible. Incredibly powerful, incredible note of Agarwood, very strong, very elegant, very masculine. This is out of a science fiction movie, to be honest with you. This is my favorite oud Agarwood perfume of all time. I only wear this one at special occasions. I only wear this one when important events happen. Basically, it's the same thing, just like with Lalique Ombre Noir, which is my definite signature scent. The same thing goes for King from the house of Aum. The concentration of this one is 40%, but trust me, one simple spray might be too much for you and for everyone around you when you wear this one. Extremely powerful and extremely high quality ingredients. The Agarwood inside this one is simply extraordinary. You might find similarities to Nasumato Black Afghano. You might find similarities to Orto Parisi Bocanera. You might find similarities to Byredo Mumbai Noise, and so on and so forth. But this is a thing on its own. Those fragrances cannot compare with this one. King, from the house of Aum. Yeah, I'm gonna stop here. This is my list with beautiful, incredible, great, amazing Agarwood fragrances or oud fragrances. And as I said in the beginning of this clip, I highly recommend you only to try them out. Wear them on your skin, draw some conclusions by your own, and only afterwards decide if it's worth paying or not paying the price, because these are quite expensive fragrances, especially if we talk about Aum perfumes, and also Amouage and so on and so forth. And it would be quite a pity for you to block your money in something that simply doesn't work for you, or doesn't work with your skin's chemistry. So never blind buy, always test, and only afterwards decide what's good or not. This has been my list with Agarwood fragrances, with oud fragrances. There could have been more fragrances in this list because I have many more, but I only wanted to show you the most important ones, the ones that are truly incredible, and the ones that I truly enjoy wearing as often as I can. I'm going to stop here, as always. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. Hopefully, I'm going to catch you in the next one. Be safe, be good. Peace.